Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Today, Thursday, May 14th, 2026. Harvey Weinstein yesterday in the jury deliberation phase of the trial we've been covering and wrote the book, Harvey's Last Stand, about. Actually, almost had a last stand. Well, he said he had chest pains, Freudian slip. And he was taken back to Rikers and the jury was sent home early. They had asked for some documents from the PowerPoint that the prosecutors used. These are PowerPoints based on exhibits that were never provided to the public. But we go on. We're down. It's verdict watch. Meanwhile, a trial begins. Yesterday, we tweeted some witnesses in the Daniel SIkkema murder for hire Brazil trial. Gallerist Brent SIkkema killed by Alejandro. The question is, the strange part is that it's like a Brazilian murder trial tried in SDNY. They're talking about how he had an Uber, how he went from Sao Paulo to Rio, many witnesses. And then they cut to New York and had it with Miss Gomez, friend of the family. Her mother was housekeeper for the SIkkemas, and she got to know Lucas, the son, and suddenly Daniel was talking about Western Unioning money to Alejandro. She somehow was upset about it. The trial continues. We're going to keep live tweeting that sucker today. Luigi Mangione, that'll be Monday. Yesterday, out of the blue, in the docket of the federal case, a request for a suit and a tie and shoes without laces for a court appearance, not in federal court, but in state court on Monday, May 18th. It will be the ruling by Judge Caro on the suppression hearing that we covered back in December. It's been a long time. I guess he's bringing in Luigi in a suit in order to read his decision and to of course, if it's suppressed, who knows? Who knows how it affects the trial? The trial dates keep moving on that, but we will report it. Having just turned the corner, we have two financial updates. We probably have more than two, but first, the Fed. So Kevin Warsh is in, but this is what the Fed itself did yesterday. A man convicted of a felony, Stephen Calk, convicted of misusing the Federal Savings Bank to try to get a job, making a low-cost loan to Paul Manafort. He's allowed to stay in banking. They found a way around. He's sufficiently distanced from the bank to keep... It's kind of shocking. I think people thought that the Fed were sticklers. No felons in banking. If you've got enough money, and they recited Fair Finances Watch's comments, but said, this is allowed. Should it be? In other news, the IMF today has an embargoed hearing, press briefing. We'll be in it. We may have another story at 11 when the embargo expires, but we already have a story. We have an answer from a Federal Reserve, from an IMF spokesperson about Senegal. We asked about the meeting between President Faye and Georgieva. They were very upbeat. The subtext, of course, is Macky Sall, the man who committed various forms of fraud, according to Senegalese, of course, is running for Secretary General. But is he any worse than the other candidates? We have a story on Rebecca Greenspan from staff, too. So there's that. We're covering that race, and we're still waiting for an answer to the questionnaire that we sent to Maria Fernanda Espinosa. Is there any candidate for UN Secretary General that's against censorship? So far, I haven't seen one, but let's see. Going in.